There you go. Ready.
How we doing, chat? Welcome back to the Nowhere Inn. My name is Band-Aid Roo, and obviously we are back here at the Nowhere Inn, here at Studio FWA TV. We have a very special guest coming up in just a moment, which we have secured. As you all know, FWA works very closely with our friends that love to play VRChat, and we have our portal here along with our Ferality experience. You can check those all out at app.furryweekend.com if you're at the con. But if you're tuning in from home, we have a wonderful FWA exclusive. We have Tupper, the VRChat community lead, and our good friend AtlWolf, who will be interviewing them in this exclusive interview today. So I'd like to welcome them to the FWA TV studio now to come and chat with you guys for the next little bit.
What happens?
No, I don't think we have anyone else coming out.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
We have a surprise guest today. No.
Oh, great.
I'm AtlWolf. I run a group called AtlWolf in VRChat. Hang out at the hideout and just kind of chill there. We have here Tupper, the head of community for VRChat.
Yep. How's it going?
And it's very exciting to have him here today. He's also going to be helping us with the VRChat meetup. If you're on site, if not, hopefully that will also be televised. I'm not sure. First of all, how was your trip?
Pretty good, yeah. Straight shot, easy.
First time in Atlanta?
No. I grew up on the East Coast, actually. So,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
great. For those of you who are tuning in and may not know what VRChat is, what is it? Is it a game?
It's not a game. VRChat, if you want to use the full technical term, I would say fully immersive, user-generated content, social platform. That's a bit of a mouthful. Platform works. Game is, it's a little limiting, right? It's not just a game. You can just sit in front of a mirror and talk with your friends until 4 a.m.
There's a lot of really good games on VRChat.
There are,
I've noticed.
yeah, no discredit. There's plenty of great
The fishing game, if you've played that here, that's a big
shout out Godfall, Studio Trick Forge. Yeah, they're doing pretty good.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So you're here at FWA. What does VRChat have to do with furries?
Yeah, it's a mystery. Who knows? No, if I had to guess, and this is total swag, it's maybe a third of our platform, 20 to 30% is furry adjacent, something along those lines. I would say that a lot of our team also has a lot of furry influence there. There's a lot of furry team members. There's also a lot of weeb team members and all manner of whatever demographic you want to call it, and normal people, property owners if you're a lucky millennial.
So I could bring my true authentic self to work then?
Yes, I'd be offended if you didn't.
That sounds amazing. So how did you first hear about FWA? How did we get on your radar?
Probably the pictures of the meetup. They show up in Slack every single time that there is a meetup, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's probably the first place I heard about it. Team members show up. We have team members that are volunteering for FWA, have been here for a while. And I've never been to a furry convention before. I've been to lots of the conventions, MagFest shout out specifically, I go to a lot.
Excellent. So this leads into the next question is what is VRChat doing at FWA? Why do they want to be
I just wandered in here, man.
You wandered?
No. We want to help out a little bit and try out with being more physically present at some of these conventions.
Excellent.
We've done it kind of unofficially in the past. As we expand, and VRChat continues to grow as it is now, and it keeps going up and up. Despite everything, we want to try and show a physical presence at places. So I would expect to see something going from unofficial to, hey, we're showing up, to maybe we'll have a booth, maybe we'll do something else.
Excellent. So. We've been dying for this for years, to get noticed and be more part of it.
Oh, very noticed. Has noticed for a while. It's just more like, oh my God, we have so many things to do. So.
And I've noticed there's over the years there's been several VRChat staff members,
yes.
or team members who have been attending and maybe even helping out around here.
Yeah.
Who have you brought today or for this weekend that's going to be at the meetup at 4 o'clock?
Well, we try and let our team members choose to reveal themselves if they want to. Okay. I can say there's a number. There's some people from my team here as well. so the community team, but there's folks representing engineers, and I think we've got like people from more ops and production and design and stuff like that as well, so across the board.
Okay, great. Looking forward to meeting them. I know a couple from your QA team. So.
Yes, yeah.
And your team has graciously agreed to host a panel on Saturday. That's from 2 to 3.
Something like that.
Yeah. Can you give us a sneak peek of what's going to happen at that panel?
Yeah. So actually, I will name one of the people that's here because you're going to see them. Flair Roon is here, and we are going to be up there along with Dalton, I believe.
Okay.
Chatting about just kind of our experience managing the community. And then also we want to work with Dalton and kind of work that into, hey, how does that work with Virality and that organization, how we run, help them run stuff, how they run stuff. And then pass their Q&A and see what happens and cross your fingers, so yeah.
And for those who don't know, Dalton is, he is the creative director and chair of Virality,
Yes.
which is the largest furry convention. It's virtual, but it's actually the largest convention.
It counts.
So what does the head of community do? That's what your title is. What does that encompass?
So, good question, and a lot of people assume this and usually get it wrong. I don't spend my time counting yachts, which is usually what I get told.
Oh.
But no, meetings. It's meetings. My job, technically speaking, is managing the community managers and then providing strategy and insight to the rest of the team as far as what you guys are talking about, what the community is talking about, feedback, what you guys like, what you don't like, and translating that in a way that's useful to the rest of the team. That's one aspect. There's a lot of other ones. We work with groups in VRChat like yours and many others to kind of get a picture of what's going on in VRChat, to understand the culture and what you guys are up to. We do our social media communications, all the copywriting, typical, that kind of stuff. We used to be called communications, now we're community, but we still do that stuff as well. So as far as what I do for that, yeah, it's
I've always
manager
thought
stuff.
of you as the public face of the staff.
I accidentally ran into that somehow. It was not planned.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what is a day? I guess you've given us a little sneak peek.
Sure.
What is a day in the life of head of community like?
Yeah.
Are you just out banning people all day, or that's not
you
even
know
you,
it.
is it?
You know, no, I don't ban people. I do not. I have the button somewhere, but I haven't touched it in eons.
So there you go.
So it's what I do typically though is meetings. I talk to people. I talk to our team. I talk to, again, folks in the community, and I do a lot of what's termed social listening, but really it's just taking all of the information that we get from every platform that we possibly can and trying to collate it into a form where we can see, here's all the feedback that we're getting, here's the noise, here's the actual spikes of signal, and yeah, it's surprisingly a lot of data analysis, which is helpful because before I did this, I was a data analyst.
Okay.
So.
Wow. So do you sit on Reddit all day? Is that?
God, no.
Or is that? Do you answer questions on Reddit?
I do sometimes. I have a interesting relationship with our subreddit. It's okay, but social media, I don't want to turn this into a discussion on that. But as we all know, tone has shifted into difficult ways to deal with there. So we do listen, absolutely. Every single post that gets posted there, we listen to.
You hear it.
But yeah, replying is more challenging.
What would people be surprised to know that you do?
I think what we just said, we listen to everything.
You do listen. Okay.
Yeah, we take every bit of feedback that we possibly can using anything from just raw copy and paste to more advanced tools to whatever. We try, and all of that is to get the feedback from everybody, make sure all the voices are heard. The challenge there is that because VRChat is a synchronous platform, and it's not like I can't browse through what people have been talking about on VRChat because we're talking.
Right.
Like this right now. We happen to have cameras pointed at us, but that doesn't happen in VRChat.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of discussion that occurs that we just kind of lose. So in addition to the listening, we also spend a lot of time when we exist in VRChat, which happens a lot, surprisingly. We just kind of keep an ear to the ground, talking to folks that also have ears to the ground. So it's an aggregate network of listening. So we get a good picture from that too.
Excellent. It's good. It's good to know we're being heard.
Yes, we are. Can't always do things about what you guys say, but we hear it.
And what is your background? Do you consider yourself a gamer? Did you play Second Life and get into VR that way?
Yeah,
or?
so a lot of our team did play Second Life. I did not. At the time Second Life was popping off, I was playing the WoW beta, and then WoW, you can't call it vanilla anymore, or classic. It's the original World of Warcraft, like when it came out. I was playing that, EVE Online, stuff like that. So I guess gamer, but in the very, I don't know, like the most nerdy possible sense. I got a lot of my community interest chops from EVE Online, from World of Warcraft, like seeing guilds run, seeing corporations, alliances run in EVE, that kind of thing. That's where I came from.
So I was told to ask you about paladins from WoW.
I hate paladins, dude.
You hate paladins?
I don't know if you've played World of Warcraft
No,
recently,
I never
or
did.
if anyone watching is playing the current expansion. I am so tired. I'm so tired of paladins, man.
Are they the do-gooders?
Yeah, but like they did too much good or something, I think is the current
okay.
story. Yeah, it's great.
Excellent. So what would you say the biggest challenge is in community management these days?
These days, I think the difficulty is tone setting. So in the listing that I mentioned, we have to do a lot of filtering. We have to do a kind of adjustment. People get very passionate, and they change the way that they speak to us and speak to others because of how passionate they get.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people say, well, when you're really passionate, you're going to act that way. It's a sign of passion. You should take it that way. But it has its cooldown and it has its limits, where that can become useful, and it kind of starts getting into the signal and making it difficult to translate into feedback.
Yeah.
So despite all of that, we still have to listen. We still have to filter and tone set. I always think of it like color correction for photos, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to shift the entire color table to make it something that can be translated for the team.
Sometimes the noisiest ones are the ones you have to tone down the most.
Yeah, well, you still want them to, it's a
them to have a
compressor
voice.
versus like increasing the gain, that kind of thing. Like you have to adjust. It very much is like signal analysis or audio or images. It's interesting.
Yeah. Would you say that group moderation, in other words, people moderating their own instances, has made your team's ability to function better, less? Is it causing you new challenges with
yeah.
people moderating their own instances?
Right. Yeah, I don't think it's not that it's bulk gotten more difficult or bulk gotten easier. The problems have changed. So the problem space has changed. So you still have groups out there that are running really novel, really interesting moderation patterns. We tell people you can moderate as you see fit, as long as you don't like say a rule that says it's okay to break our rules, right? Those are always there. It's kind of like Reddit. You know, you can run your subreddit how you want as long as you don't break the site rules. But the interesting thing there is now you start getting really deep divey when you're running group moderation. I imagine a trust and safety agent at VRChat is not really going to get into the nitty-gritty of drama between a group of people to understand a problem. They're just going to see there was a violation, let's take action, because they've got a million other things to do. But when you're running a group, depending on the size of your group, you might need to care about that stuff. It might actually be important that you care about that stuff to resolve it. And some groups have been very, very good at it. Some groups have been experimenting with more challenging systems. So I think it's been interesting. There's several dozen like research papers worth of stuff available, I think, in that kind of process.
I was thrilled when they had group moderation.
Yes, and it's going to get better.
It lets you have your vibe, your kind of people, and
yes.
Yeah. So what do you think is driving the growth of VRChat? I've noticed concurrency just keeps going up.
Yeah. So on average, and this changes year over year, we grow. Like our CCU numbers are a good picture of it. We don't release like MAU or things along those lines, but our CCU roughly scales linearly.
And CCU is
concurrent users. I think, yeah. It's the number of users that are online at any given time. Right now, we average every day 100,000 people online. If you pick a random Tuesday, there's probably about 100K online averaged across. That's not like a daily active account. That's just at some point that's the average. As far as where that growth is coming from, lots of different sources, I would say. Japan is one of the bigger ones. There was, I'm not sure if you're familiar, or if anyone there's familiar, there was a Japanese creator named Sutanmi who created a kind of an intro to VRChat journey experience with a couple of their friends. It was very different from Western streams, much more calm and approachable, but still very funny, and something that I think normal folks could watch. And they saw, oh, this is just like a place, you know, you can just go and hang out. So Japan is a big growth vector for us right now. I think we just released some numbers saying like we've grown almost 4x over the past couple of years in Japan.
You visited there recently, didn't you?
I did, well, not recently, I want to go
year.
again. It was like a year or two ago. I went, met a lot of good friends there that I'd never met in real life. Went to Japan for the first time, rode on a bullet train, which ruled.
Yeah, that would be
Like, oh my God, yeah. We also got to visit, there's a chain of pubs there, British pubs called Hub, and there's one in Akibara called, that people call it Aki Hub for obvious reasons. But if you go there, pretty much any day, there's VR chatters there that are hanging out.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's novel to be able to just walk into a bar and it's like, there's VR chatters there.
It's not like an internet bar. They're not playing VRChat. They're just
No,
hanging out there when they're not
just
on VR.
there. You go there, you have a drink, you hang out, and almost like it's a solid 80% chance that, you know. they're
What
from
is
VRChat.
the Japanese community like? I haven't seen any Japanese furries. Or are there?
No, so I talked about this actually with some of our friends over there. The furry community in Japan is a little bit different, whereas, and if I step on any furry lines, you're going to have to reach across and slap me. Where like Western furries kind of come from is more like the mascot kind of approach, right? Like that's the etymology, I would say. I'm sure it's way more complicated
fair,
than that.
that's fair.
So forgive me if I'm getting the history wrong. Japan, of course, however, is going to come more from their culture. They're very proud of their culture. They want it to come from there. So it's mostly from anime and just animations and things along those lines. And I believe the term is kenomimi or something along those lines. It's a different look, a different aesthetic, and yeah, it's like a cousin,
Interesting.
maybe a second cousin.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to go to Japan. It's one
It's
of my top places
amazing.
to go.
I miss the Family Chicky. I need the Family Mart chicken.
So, what a lot of people are curious about, this is the typical question we ask a, I guess, non-furry or an honorary furry. What would your persona be if you had to pick one?
I have been asked this many times. I already have it pretty easily figured out. Probably a proto-volley. So I need to find a protogen like set of whatever, because I like robots, that's my thing. My avatar is a robot. A volley just because they can fly. I like flying. I like that kind of stuff. And it just kind of worked together. And a couple of my friends told me that I have protogen's a little bit too gremlin for me. A volley's a different, like I'm learning about the stereotypes as well, and I'm trying to mix myself
space
into
chicken.
it. Hell yeah, I'll take space chicken.
Can we bleep that out?
Yeah, I will absolutely take that. So,
What is the coolest thing you've seen here at the con so far?
besides
the giant octopus.
that, yeah, I'm still figuring that out. That's cool, you know. I'm still figuring that out. I would say it has to be the live ops, the production stuff. I'm a big like. When I am, oh yes, thank you. But the
Shout out to the crew behind
yeah,
the camera.
exactly. I'm totally just brown nosing the crew here. But also, like I'm a in my free time as a hobby, I like to DJ, and that means I'm part of the DJ community in VRChat. And while I like pressing buttons to make music come out, what I actually secretly want to do is get really good at VJing. And that's the thing that's just amazing. Like I've done like things in experimentation on my own, and seeing that dialed to 12 even here, which some of our team members help out. Some of the VRChat team members help drive that here. It's crazy. Like I was getting pictures from someone at a like real life show elsewhere in the country and showing their setup, and I showed them, the one in the atrium ballroom, and they were like,
amazing.
"Oh."
So you saw some of the raves last night?
Oh yeah, I was in the atrium ballroom for a couple of sets. Very, very good.
What did you think of the VRChat dancers they had on the background?
That was good. I got to see the setup back there. I
Yeah.
got to go backstage and see, it's index, full body trackers, EOZ straps. I've got this stuff at home, and now it's being used in prod.
So for those who don't know, while the DJ is on stage, we actually have live, like Protogen or different people in avatars dancing on the side monitors, and they're synced to the music. So everybody wonders, how do they do that? They thought it was computer generated, and they're actually like behind the
people.
stage.
Yeah.
There's people back there in VR dancing to the music. It's
Yep.
really cool.
Great use case. I love
It is amazing. So on a more personal note,
Sure.
I know you're a huge fan of flying worlds and aviation in general.
Yes.
What would you like to see added to the flying worlds? Like maybe what plane or what feature?
Ooh.
I thought the communications are amazing to be able to
Oh,
talk
yeah.
while you're flying with other friends.
That's a tough question because like that's kind of my comfort food in VRChat. Like I will log in and go to carrier flight F14, shout out Zweikaku in 7-Eleven, great world, or go to test pilots, the original by Sachin. And I love flying in there because it's something that before I worked for VRChat, as I mentioned, I was a data analyst. I was a contractor with the US Navy. I did a bunch of numbers, basically, but those numbers applied to airplanes. And my family's always been aviation of some sort. That being said, what I would want added, I don't know, I've got my favorite planes already in there. I can fly the P-47, favorite World War II plane. Modern plane, F-18, I'm biased though, that's what I worked on.
Yeah, the Hornet.
I don't know. I have my picture in the Harrier in one of the worlds actually, in carrier flight. Like if you get into the Harrier, there's like my little icon there because that's always what I fly. So I don't know. I'm pretty happy with it. Maybe some more optimization from Sachin's side. It's pretty CPU heavy, even on a very burly rig.
I heard you mention something about NPC dogfights or maybe some sort of AI opponent or something like that.
There's a couple worlds that do that. Yeah, the systems are interesting. They work decently well. They do some very funny tricks with animators and udon behaviors, nav meshes, things along those lines, which is necessary when you're operating in VRChat. We only open up certain APIs, so you work with what you've got. Creativity is born in limits. Yeah, maybe if we get some kind of better AI system that allows people to have NPCs, not just in planes, but like, I don't know, walking around. That'd be sick.
That would be neat.
Yeah.
And then finally, I guess someone told me to ask about your kittens. You have some new kittens at your house?
Yes, I'm a cat person, always been. My family's always had cats. I now have 3.
Oh, 3? Okay.
Yes, so Emma, who I found on the side of the road at college like 15 years ago at this point, and then Riley and Jonesy, who are 2 little voids. My girlfriend is at home right now taking care of them, and I'm sure they're destroying everything.
Right.
But also, if the names are familiar, that is from Letterkenny, because that's exactly how they act. It's 2 hockey jocks. So.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you for being here. This is Tupper, head of community, and we want to remind everybody that at 4 p.m. today in the Atrium Ballroom, we're doing the VRChat meet and greet, hosted by Tupper and some of his team.
Yep.
Tomorrow from 2 to 3 at the Hyatt Centennial Ballroom, we're doing a panel.
Yep.
And it's going to be VRChat, and I guess we're also bringing Plurality in.
We're bringing Dalton in.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time. All right.
We're dragging him on stage. Of course, thank you.
Appreciate you coming.
Thank you for having me on.
And thank you, everybody. And enjoy the rest of your con, or enjoy the stream if you're not here.
Yep. See you later, chat. We're good?
I don't know.
Who knows?
Are we still live? We might still be live.
We just gotta be, hold music.
No, if you're still watching us, thank you for continuing to tune in.
Yeah. Buy VRChat Plus. There you go.
I love VRChat Plus.
Yeah. Gotta
It's
have.
the best $10 out there.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right.